Banjo-Kazooie director marks departure from Rare with a poem. End of an era. So this is some interesting news here that I wanted to go ahead and talk about and do a video on, especially considering the fact that I'm sure as you guys have become aware, those of you that have been watching my channel for the past year or so, that I am a big fan when it comes down to Banjo Kazooie, and I love what Rare has been able to come out with as far as the games they developed and everything like that. As you can see right here on the right side, we got Banjo Kazooie, Banjo Tooie, Donkey Kong Country, and Battletoads. Now these are all games that I had actually owned back in the day. Banjo Kazooie and Tooie, I still have those. Donkey Kong, I used to have way back in the day. I don't have it anymore. And then Battletoads, I actually had Battletoads on Sega, which was pretty cool. But yeah, the fact that this individual, he's leaving the company, it's a bit of a bittersweet kind of feeling, in the sense that like it is bitter because of the fact that this person that has been able to develop these games that I've grown up with and known and loved for so many years is going to be departing from the company after this long. But in the same time, it is a little bit of a sweet to it because of the fact that this individual is going to be able to retire. They have been able to do something amazing in the gaming industry, which isn't something to kind of ignore. That is something to be to really enjoy because of how admirable it is, the fact that he was able to stick with the company for that long and be able to do so much in that time that he was with them. So I thought that was pretty cool. So you got some information right here as to his farewell and everything like that, some of the information that was given. So we'll go ahead and go over this article. We'll check out the post that he made on Twitter or X, and then we'll go from there. So if you enjoy rare games, then chances are you ought to be thanking Gregg Mayles, a UK-based game designer who not only directed Banjo-Kazooie and its Xbox-only follow-up Nuts and Bolts, but also worked on Banjo-Tooie, Donkey Kong Country, Battletoads, and more. He was a big deal at the studio, and now after 36 years, he's left for pastures new. Yes, after Microsoft unceremoniously canceled Everwild, Mayles decided it was perhaps time to move on and has now posted a farewell message on social media with his very own poem, Thanks Time Extension. And then we got the message that he sent here. So it says, Today was my last day at Rare Ltd. Thanks to everyone who played and enjoyed any of the games I helped create while I was there. Also, thanks to all the people that worked on the games alongside me, it seems fitting that I should say farewell with one final rhyme. So go ahead and check out what he had wrote here. So let's see. A rather resplendent, rewarding, rare ramble. Grant me moments of your time to tell a story versed in rhyme. In '89, this tale does start when famous wall did fall apart. Still standing tall, a lad left school who'd employ this daydreaming fool. A chance arose to go into banking, choice he ignored and forever thanking. Local paper had tiny ad, go join Rare, what, you must be mad. He tested games, then got into design, which somehow turned out reasonably fine. Mentored by the ultimate greats, expectations of rare game traits, each game adding to his skills a memorable ride of many thrills. First three toads, then some apes, donkey, diddy, barrels of japes, grand adventures of bird and bear, wacky ghoulies with haunted chair, critters of paper and gardening charm, boarding parties, waving legs and arm, sailing pirates through stormy weather, players create stories together. Others, too, much less well known, with rare magic in them sown. Wonderful games made by splendid teams, enchanting players have been their dreams. The Ruby Ramble, one final chapter of loving crafted games and laughter. Let's For here is where this story ends. 36 years it's been, my friends. For come the day, October 14, at Manor Park, then no longer seen. His sack of fun upon his back to set off down a different track, leaving behind some party's advice. Have no fear, it's helpful and nice. If captivating players is what you seek, keep on making rare games unique. Now time to start, new tales to tell. Farewell to Rare, he waves farewell. Greg. Man, I'm gonna be honest. The first time I read this, I got a little bit of emotional. You know what I mean? Because I thought that was really cool that he was able to do that, especially considering that, like I've stated, Banjo Kazooie is probably my favorite Rare game. If not one of the one of my favorites, definitely in the top three. So seeing him do this kind of rhyme and everything like that, it gives you that feel of Banjo Kazooie and the way that some of the characters talk in that game and everything like that. So seeing this be his final farewell as a Rare employee, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was really cool, and like I said, it got me pretty emotional just knowing that this individual was a part of a lot of the games I grew up with and I played in the past, which I thought was really cool. And then of course, you have some of the replies here and there, and I thought it was awesome seeing Krista Nova. So thank you for helping create amazing games, even ones from my childhood. And yeah, just seeing that just got me really emotional and kind of, like I said, it's a bittersweet end to him working with the company, which is again really good for him. You know what I mean? The fact that he's able to retire and he's able to kind of move on with his life and kind of go into the next chapter. But at the same time, it just kind of sucks because knowing that individuals like this are no longer in the industry, kind of like you're gonna feel it. I feel like you're gonna notice that, like, hey, there's gonna be something missing with that creativity and everything like that, especially when it comes down to Rare. But yeah, I thought that was a really cool departure and way that he decided to go out, which was really cool in my opinion. So, and then we'll just finish up this last two paragraphs and then we'll go from there. So, alongside the aforementioned titles, Mayles also directed the wildly popular Sea of Thieves, which, after its initial launch in 2018, found an additional home on the PS5 in April of 2024. Many thought that perhaps Microsoft was also planning a launch on the Switch, but alas, this has yet to come to fruition. And yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Sea of Thieves, and when it came out to PlayStation, the PS5, I was planning on getting it because I had a buddy that had it, and we were talking about possibly playing. I just kind of never happened. It never came to fruition. But from what I've seen, the game does look fun, and maybe it'll be one of those things where I'll kind of get it in the future, kind of a thing, and then kind of see what it's about because I love pirate themed stuff and everything like that. So seeing that was something else that he was able to create is it's awesome. It's really cool to see, especially considering how popular it is. And then in addition to the cancellation of Everwild, Microsoft also pulled the plug on Perfect Dark, a planned reboot of the Nintendo 64 classic from Rare. In development by the Initiative and Crystal Dynamics, the former was also shuttered as part of the cancellation. Boo. Yeah, that is unfortunate because I feel like a Perfect Dark remake would have been something that would be pretty cool. So yeah, man. I mean, it's a weird feeling, kind of seeing one of the creators of someone that was there when you were younger and has been able to create so many of these memorable games and everything like that kind of leave the industry. Like I said, you are gonna feel something missing as far as his presence when it comes down to making great games and everything like that. So it's unfortunate, you know what I mean? It's a little bit sad, but at the same time, kudos to him and just thank you. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, Greg, for being able to come out with all these games and do so much for the industry in the way that you have. So from a gamer that has been a fan of the games that you've been able to work on, again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for creating what you did, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. And I'm sure, like many others, I appreciate you for what you've been able to do. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Out of all the Rare games you can think of, you know what I mean. What is one that you consider one of your favorites? Like I said, Banjo Kazooie would probably be my favorite, and then after that, I think it'd probably be GoldenEye and maybe Banjo-Tooie after that. I'd have to go through like the list of all the games that they developed, and I'm sure they'll probably come up with something else that would come to mind. But yeah, those are like the main three that I think of when it comes down to Rare, which is really cool. So yeah, if you guys can let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, which one of your guys was your favorite Rare games, and yeah, if you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time. Harmonic out. Peace.